So this is the slightly delayed edition, 5:24. It's the time at 5:40, 5:20 GMT on Sunday, the 4th of December, 2022. Checking on the confession by the Hindustan Times, very rare confession indeed, to the strategic intelligence that Imran Khan provided to his successors, Wasim Akram, whom he advised to recruit Shahid Afridi and use Afridi as the opener against India at the 1999 decisive contest, which Pakistan won 2-1 against India. This is something that Imran Khan has actually used his experience as a cricketer, strategic planner, and thinker. And he often uses imageries. And he says that you can tell when the opposition is about to be defeated. There are signs, telltale signs that appear in the opposition's kind of behavior. So, this is a timely recognition by the Hindustan Times of the skills of a world beating, world class cricketer, genius, legend. And the Indian media is beginning to also recognize the political skill. After a long while, 6 months is a long time. They're beginning to see that Imran Khan has been steadily making inroads against the corrupt status quo in Pakistani politics. And this is every day is changing, and it's every day is producing small items, but every day is consistently producing evidence that the politics in Pakistan is likely to undergo very, very significant changes. And we shall be keeping an eye on what is happening there, because what is happening in Pakistan under the initiatives that Imran Khan has taken with the Tehreek-e-Insaf movement, it is not just a party, it is a movement. And also the Haqiqi Azadi movement, the Haqiqi Azadi narrative that he has introduced in Pakistan is something that is a long overdue. And we have said for 3 years now that the events in the subcontinent from 1947, August 1947 onwards, have been totally, absolutely wrong, in that the promises of independence that preceded the 1947 events, the decision by the British to, quote, leave the subcontinent, the promises made by the independence movement fighters and leaders, the promises were not kept. That is the whole point. 75 years. So, this we have been saying long before we came across anything to do with the same situation by Imran Khan or his Tehreek-e-Insaf. So, there's a coincidence, but it's a evidence based, fact based, long overdue kind of tendency in the thought process that the subcontinent deserves true independence, the taste of true independence, Hakiki Azadi. And it's not just about what is Pakistan now, it is about what was Pakistan then and what was the pre 1947 subcontinent. And India deserves freedom as well as Pakistan, as well as Bangladesh. So we shall be keeping an eye on those events and tendencies and trends. And we hope that they continue peacefully, ethically, morally, and the agents of Shaitan are defeated and halted and stopped. And the right wing fascists, racists, are back again attacking Shamima Begum. The right wing fascists, they used to be living Marxism, lying Marxism. The lying Marxists supported the genocide of the Bosnian Muslims, and they are now attacking Shamima Begum again. And the Daily Star is, of course, running the lying claim by this thing called her husband, that they were happily married. And the fact that Sajid Javid is now reported, well, Financial Times is reporting that Sajid Javid actually is moving back to big business because he had held a meeting not long before his announcement that he's not going to stand for election again. This is Sajid Javid, as reported in the Financial Times on Saturday, on page 1, Saturday, the 3rd of December. Sajid Javid saying, well, former UK Health Secretary and Chancellor, they don't mention his tenure as Home Secretary, which is where he took Shamima Begum's British by birth citizenship. So they're describing him. Now, how many of them are there writing? Katie Martin, Harriet Agnew, and Yasmin Cameron Chilesh in London and Brooke Masters in New York. Former UK Health Secretary and Chancellor Sajid Javid has held talks with investment house PIMCO about his career after politics, according to people familiar with the matter. Javid announced yesterday that he was standing down as MP for Bromsgrove at the next election. He has held preliminary discussions with Manny Roman, PIMCO's chief executive, and Andrew Bowles, the group's chief investment officer for global fixed income, said one of the people. The discussions are at an early stage, and there is no guarantee that they will lead to a job, added the people, saying that Javid is also talking to banks and other investment groups about his next move. Based in California, PIMCO is the world's largest fixed income manager. Bowles is the brother of Ed Bowles, the former Shadow Chancellor. The asset manager also counts former Labour Prime Minister Gordon Brown as a member of its Global Advisory Board, as well as serving as the UK's first non white Chancellor and Health Secretary. Javid has also held posts including Home Secretary, Culture Secretary, and Business Secretary. It's when he was in that post, Business Secretary, that we began calling him Stupid Sajid Stupid or Stupid Javid. The former banker is the most high profile conservative politician to announce a departure from the Westminster so far in this parliament. PIMCO declined to comment. A spokesperson for Javid said, Sajid, of course, continues to have strong relationships in business, finance, and other sectors, but he has not yet considered any roles with any organization. Today's decision to stand down means he can start to explore over the next 2 years what the next phase of his career will involve, etc., etc., etc. And this is something that doesn't include any recognition. They said that he was non-white, first non-white to take the high-profile position, but they don't say that he was the first Uncle Tom that actually took away the citizenship of a British by birth citizen of Asian background and origin. She is Muslim origin, he is Muslim origin as well. And the lying Marxist spiked criminals piece is written by this criminal, Brendan O'Neill, the fascist, anti Muslim criminal, who is ignoring all the evidence that has come to light, and he is rehashing, repeating the lies against Shamima Begum and the children with her that went as part of the trafficking, as part of the grooming. So we are not going to repeat this Brendan O'Neill, the evil one, and we shall move on to the allegation that Matt Hancock has made through the Daily Mail against the care care home staff, whom he says were responsible for most of the deaths of the care home residents. And they have come back with the piece, as in The Guardian, care workers hit back at Matt Hancock's claim staff brought COVID to care homes. That is what he said. He said that he was given advice by Boris Johnson how to handle the exposure over his affair with Gina. So the care home workers hitting back at Matt Hancock, and Matt Hancock saying that care home workers were the ones that brought COVID to the care homes. This is not likely to end. This is likely to continue. And this is likely to continue as ferociously as the evidence shows that the idea of care and care service is under serious threat because care is not being provided to most people that need care, that are supposed to be receiving care. And care is being used as a cover to cover many other things. Now, it says that 2 days ago, Tower Hamlets Council contractors arrived in dead of night to Haque's child safety scheme. Think about that as in context as same kind of attitude towards child safety, safeguarding children, as was shown and has been shown by Lutfur Rahman and his cabal. Safeguarding children duties as owed to Shamima Begum and the other schoolgirls from Tower Hamlets is being in effect reiterated, repeated.
I'm here at Chisholm Hill Primary School in Bow, where there were extraordinary scenes this morning. Many young children on their half-term break came back to the school to protect their school street. They manned the barricades, they got loudspeakers out, and in the last few minutes, just around lunchtime, they've actually just scared off 2 van loads of builders who've been sent here by Mayor Lutfur Rahman, the Mayor of Tower Hamlets, to dismantle this school street. The children and their parents have sent a message. They are not prepared to have this school street axed.
Well, I think it's very unfair because not only they will be disrupting our play, they will also be taking the risk for people to be run over. If we don't have this, and where do we play? Make the pavement wide, maybe as wide as that. Yeah, that's the perfect wideness for a playground.
Police were actually on scene here earlier and left after speaking to some of the parents. The big concern here amongst the campaigners is that although the workmen have gone today, they could be back tomorrow. The residents admit they can't keep this street protected at all times, so there is the fear that eventually the measures which are designed to keep children safe will be removed.
I mean, I'm sure Mayor Rahman can see that this isn't really affecting traffic flow in the borough, if that's a concern of his. This is all about child safety, and it just seems very nonsensical to make such a large investment in child safety and then just to take it away.
Tower Hamlets Council and Mayor Lutfur Rahman have issued a statement to the Evening Standard explaining what's happened here. They're saying this school street was introduced under an experimental traffic order during the pandemic, and that law essentially has now passed, and that the mayor has decided not to extend the life of the school street in line with his manifesto pledge to essentially reopen the roads for traffic. However, they say that they do take the safety of children seriously and have offered to introduce some zebra crossings here or some sort of school crossing patrol. However, the reality is that this school street, which is meant to protect children, could be gone by Monday when school restarts, and there'll be no immediate replacement measures to keep these children safe.
So these are school children. This is a video showing Camila. This is the back of Ngozi Fulani in this video.
I'm just thrown, you know what I mean? You know when you have to, you don't expect it. And it's getting my brother's actually, it's just like, you know.
And then the questioning started. I mean, I really can't explain how it was a long process, and it was so gradual. It took me a little while to realize this is not just you know, where are you from? Because so many agencies are there. I said, Sister Space, where are you from? Well, we're based in Hackney. No, where are you from? No, where are you really from? And this question was asked about 7 or 8 times. And then she said, oh, I see I'm going to have a challenge. And I'm just like, then you realize this is not about age, because she seems to be quite capable of conducting herself. This is what it is. This is what we call racism. This is something, but I don't know what to do. What do I do?
These are the Evening Standard videos.
Tell me how you feel about the palace saying they've asked if you wish to come and talk it through in person.
Nobody from the palace has spoken to me. I don't know what anyone's talking about. I have not been in communication, direct communication, unless they've spoken to
That's the voice of
somebody
Ngozi
from
Fulani
like a member of staff.
on
I
LBC.
personally have had no conversation with anybody from the palace. I don't know about an invitation.
Well, let me read this out so people know. This is from the palace statement. We have reached out to Ngozi Fulani on this matter and are inviting her to discuss all elements of her experience in person if she wishes.
Right. I mean, like I said, I'm about positive solution. This is 16 days of activism, and I am not going to contradict what we're about at Sister Space. So, of course, I'd be happy to have a conversation with anybody to bring about a positive solution, and also to highlight.
So you will take them up on that offer once it filters through to you directly, wherever they say they've put it. It hasn't come to you yet.
Absolutely. Look, Sister Space is about positive solution.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's Netflix documentary series is...
So these are some of the clips that came up when I was looking at some of the updates. And the first item that was played there was a video clip from the report filed by someone from the Evening Standard. Standard, but this was a piece of a video about Lutfur Rahman sending workers at the dead of night